No, she's breathing. Go and call an ambulance. Tell them to hurry up. Go now. Honey, Allison, you poor child. Can you hear me? Allison.
Oh.
Shh, shh, shh.
Mrs. Buchanan?
Yes, honey.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I don't want you to talk. You've been hurt.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Will you ever be able to forgive me?
Of course I can. Honey, listen, you're bleeding. I'm gonna wipe it up.
Oh, here, this'll
What are you waiting for? Go and call an ambulance.
All right.
Who was that?
It's nobody. It's just a friend. She's going to get help for you.
Oh, you did understand what I said, didn't I? About how I had to kidnap you.
Honey, we're not going to talk about that now, okay?
Oh, I have to tell you. Now, I may not.
Of course you will. You're going to be all right, Allison. Don't talk like that.
Mitch made me do it. I never wanted to hurt you.
I know, honey. You told me. He programmed you.
Yes, he used hypnosis or something to make me kidnap the baby and wear the wig and the dress.
I know, and he was going to ruin my whole life. I know that.
No, it was Mitch only wanted to hurt you. It was that other person, the person
Who was the
who
other
put the
person?
suitcase in the car.
Who was the other person, Allison?
It was
who?
The man back there saw everything. He's calling the hospital.
Did he get the license plate number?
Oh, I didn't even think to ask him that. I'm just so worried about her.
What's wrong?
Vicky.
What?
Please listen.
Allison,
What's the matter?
Allison, please just stay calm. The ambulance and the police will be here in a minute.
I have to talk to the police.
Yes.
No.
Oh, my
right
God.
away.
She's going into shock. We have to keep her.
Please.
It's too cold. It's too cold.
You're
No,
fine, honey.
No, don't let her touch me.
What? Honey, you have to save your strength now.
starting
Don't
to sound
talk.
delirious.
No, save your strength.
Come here. Come here.
What?
Please. Don't let Maria come near me. Don't leave me alone with Maria.
What is she talking about?
Don't.
I don't know. I think
Don't.
she's going into shock. I think that maybe she's...
If she comes to in the ambulance and asks for me, I'm Mrs. Buchanan. Would you tell her I'm on my way?
Sure thing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go.
Now, 1 minute, please, Mrs.
No,
Buchanan.
I'm sorry, but I have to follow her to the hospital, all right?
Captain Moore just called on the radio. He'd like to talk to you and you too, Mrs. Roberts.
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to be able to tell you or him any more than I've already said. It was dark. I didn't see the driver or the license plates, nothing.
I understand, but I'd appreciate it if you'd stay. Excuse me a second. Sir, would you mind coming over to the squad car? I'd like to take your statement.
It was amazing. That guy never even slowed down.
Maria, just a minute. Something has just occurred to me. Now, what on earth are you doing in the parking lot of the Banner just when I was meeting Allison?
I was on my way to see if Tom wanted to have dinner.
Tom quit the newspaper. You knew that, didn't you?
Oh, yes, of course, he told me immediately, but I just assumed that he gave you 2 weeks' notice.
You're lying.
I beg your pardon?
Why don't you try telling the truth for a change, Maria?
For a change?
Yes.
I resent that, Vicky.
You're lying. I'd like to know why.
How dare you accuse me of lying?
You know what I think? I think you knew that I was meeting Allison.
And you know what I think? I think you're being ridiculous.
And you followed her here, didn't you?
Do you want to tell me what the purpose of this inquisition is? I mean, what actually are you trying to say?
Allison was very afraid of you. Maria, why did she panic so when she saw you?
As upset as you are, watching Allison getting hit by that car was horrible, but that doesn't give you a right to accuse
If you're
me of
that
lying.
innocent, Maria, then stop lying. Tell me what you were doing here.
I told you. I was hoping to meet Tom. Yes, I know that he quit, but I didn't realize it was immediate.
Why was Allison so afraid of you?
Well, I don't know. She was in shock.
She was terrified.
I've only met the girl a few times.
Ah, but she knew you very well, didn't she?
Maybe she thought I was somebody else. It is dark out. And she was slipping in and out of unconsciousness.
Well, I think that there's a good deal more going on here than you're telling me.
Why? Why would I lie to you?
I don't know, but I'm quite certain that you are lying.
Hello, Captain Moore.
Yeah, Mrs. Buchanan, you were right next to Allison when this happened.
Yes, I was as close as you are to me.
Uh-huh. Can you tell me what kind of car it was?
No, I'm sorry. Look, Captain, the whole thing happened so fast. That car came out of absolute nowhere. The headlights blinded us, and quite frankly, I don't even think Allison knew she was going to be hit. Now, how is she? Have you heard from the hospital at all?
Yeah, they called in from the emergency room by radio. She's alive. I don't suppose you got the license plate number, did you?
No.
Where were you, Mrs. Roberts?
Well, I was getting out of my car right over there. I'm afraid the license plates were a blur.
Make of the car?
Well, I don't know. It just sort of all blends together.
It was
but it wasn't expensive.
It was a sports car, a red sports car.
All right. Tell the patrol cars to look for a red sports car that might be damaged. And I want you to put on an APB for any stolen sports cars in the area, red ones. Contact all the body shops first thing in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Captain Moore, can I have a word with you, please?
What is it?
It's about what Allison and I were talking about just before she got hit by the car.
Can it wait?
No, it cannot wait. It is very important information regarding my daughter's kidnapping.
Go on.
Okay, Allison wanted to meet me here in the Banner parking lot. She insisted. Because Allison is the one who kidnapped my daughter and brought her back. And she didn't do it alone.
You want to run that by me again, please?
Yes, Nikki Smith had absolutely nothing to do with abducting my daughter. Allison Perkins confessed to me that she stole Jessica out of her crib, and then she later returned her.
And she said she had an accomplice, right? Who?
Well, that's just what she was about to tell me when the car hit her.
So the accident happens just before she tells you the important details?
Yes, but she tried, even after she was hit, she tried to tell me.
Mrs. Roberts, did you hear any of this?
Don't you believe me?
Well, look at it from my standpoint, Mrs. Buchanan, please. I mean, this accident could not have happened at a worse time, could it?
Well, then we'll have to find a way to prove it, won't we, Captain?
Mrs. Roberts, when Allison got hit by the car, did you hear any of this?
Well, as I said, I was getting out of my car, and I really couldn't hear anything.
Well, how about after the accident?
She seemed to be delirious, but I don't know Allison very well, and it is known that she's somewhat unstable.
That is ridiculous! Captain Moore, unless you have an absolutely closed mind on this, you have to believe me when I tell you that Allison Perkins confessed to kidnapping my daughter.
Miss Buchanan, you know the law better than most people. You know I need a corroborating witness.
I'm sorry.
Allison Perkins kidnapped my baby, not Nikki Smith.
Well, Officer Roselli seems to have things here pretty much under control. What do you say you and I go by the hospital, look in on Miss Allison?
Well, what if she's not conscious?
Well, then we'll get a warrant to search her residence to see if there's anything that links her to the kidnapping. I'm trying to take this seriously, Mr. Buchanan.
I would very much like to believe you, Captain Moore. And I will talk to you later.
Mr. Buchanan, can I give you a lift somewhere?
No, thank you so much.
I'll keep in touch.
Search warrant.
I told you I don't want you here anymore.
I just wanted to show you something.
Nothing that you can show me is going to make me change my mind. I won't ever let Vicky pay for any crime that's our fault.
I thought if you saw the real thing, you might reconsider.
You're crazy.
And you're crazy if you turn this down and throw your life away.
I don't want it.
Allison, this is a whole lot of money.
Will you just get out of here?
All right. I don't want you to decide right now. Just keep the money and think about it. Think about everything it can do for you. Well, naturally, I'm concerned about my connection with you. But I didn't take the baby, you did. I mean, my part, my role was minor.
You'll still go to prison.
Oh, no. I've already talked to my lawyer in Texas. Oh, not mentioning any names, of course. And he confirmed that the court would see my role was minor, and I wasn't directly involved in the kidnapping, so I wouldn't go to prison, but you would. The worst that would happen to me is that I'd have to leave Landview and go somewhere else and start a new life. But you go to prison and rot.
You're such a liar, Maria. Your life is going to be destroyed just like mine, in or out of prison. What you did was more cold-blooded and more malicious than anything Mitch Lawrence could ever dream of.
Where are you going?
Let go of me.
No!
I called Victoria Buchanan, and I am going to meet her at the Banner.
I can't let you go, Allison! No!
Get away
Allison, you stick!
Vicky, are you okay?
I'm fine. Larry, how's Allison?
She's unconscious, so the doctors are with her now.
I have to be with her when she comes to. It's absolutely vital that I'm with her.
Vicky, are you all right?
No, I'm not all right. I have to be with Allison. We have to have witnesses because I want Allison to tell Captain Moore exactly what she told me in the parking lot before she was hit by the car.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to the young lady myself.
What's the urgency?
The urgency is that Allison Perkins confessed to kidnapping Jessica.
Allison confessed?
Yes, she did. She called me earlier today and told me that it was very, very important that we meet. So I agreed. I got there. We met. She confessed, and now, of course, she's unconscious.
Had someone as an accomplice? Allison's been here at the hospital working or at the trial with Dan.
Yeah, so the accomplice was taking care of the baby while Allison was working.
No, she didn't say that. But she did say she had help bringing Jessica back.
Whoever did take care of the baby did a good job. I mean, Jessica was in perfect shape when I examined her, but Allison, I can't figure that.
Oh, really? What, is it easier to figure that I kidnapped my own baby? Is that what you're saying, Larry?
Honey, why would Allison do something like that to us? We barely know her.
No, but we knew Mitch Lawrence, and so did Allison. Mitch Lawrence programmed her, Clint.
Programmed her?
Yes.
Well, we all saw the enormous effect he had on people. We saw it with Joy when she was a disciple at the mission.
Mitch Lawrence is dead.
He programmed her before he died. He programmed her to do exactly what he wanted her to do. It's some sort of, I don't know, post-hypnotic suggestion or something. Don't you see now that's how it happened?
Sweetheart, you're very upset. I mean,
You believe me. You do believe me, don't you, that Allison confessed, don't you?
You look exhausted. Dr. Wallach, isn't there something you can do?
Maybe you should try and get some rest, Vicky.
Vicky, why don't you try to go lay down or
You
something?
don't believe me. None of you believe
We're
me.
not saying that.
You are willing to believe anybody before you will take my word for what happened. Because you've already decided that I've lost my mind, haven't you? Haven't you?
Sweetheart, nobody is saying that you lost your mind.
We're worried about you, Vicky. You've been through a lot.
We just need more facts is all.
My word simply isn't good enough. That's what it is, Clint. Larry, as soon as it is medically possible, I have to see Allison, and I have to see her in the presence of a law enforcement officer, and I am not leaving this hospital until I have proof.
Oh, look, let me.
Vicky, would you like a sedative?
No, Larry, thank you. I'm just fine.
Look, I'm going to go get you some coffee, all right?
Fine, thank you.
I know her story sounds very far-fetched.
Nurse, excuse me, I'm Mrs. Buchanan. How's Allison?
Her condition remains unchanged. Do you know if her parents are here?
No, I don't really think they... Actually, I don't even think they've been notified.
Oh.
Thank you. Allison's keys. These are the keys to her room. I can go and look for myself.
Thank God I didn't lock it when I left. Well, it's all here. Okay, there's no sign of the baby being here and nothing to connect me to the kidnapping.
If you hardly knew Allison, what are you doing in her room, and how did you get in here, Maria?
Oh, you misunderstood. I said I didn't know Allison very well, but certainly we've talked a few times. Anyway, I came by to pick up a robe for her and a couple of nightgowns. So, if you'll excuse me.
You're not going anywhere until you tell me the truth. Now, you came here to destroy evidence that the police might find, didn't you?
Evidence?
Mm-hmm.
Evidence of what? According to you, Allison's already confessed.
Evidence of Jessica being here, baby clothes, blankets, things like that.
Vicky, there is nothing here like that.
You know, Maria, Allison already confessed to me that she had an accomplice in returning the baby. I don't think you can hide your involvement anymore.
Well, who's trying to hide anything? I saw the accident. Of course I'm involved.
You saw it because you followed her there. You knew we were meeting, and you didn't want her to tell me anything, did you?
That is absurd.
Stop lying, Maria. That's why she was so afraid of you. That's why she begged me to keep you away from her.
You can think whatever you like.
Maria, Allison may have kidnapped my baby. You were the accomplice.
just as upset as you are. Watching Allison getting hit by that car was horrible, but that doesn't give you a right to accuse
If you're
me of
that
lying.
innocent, Maria, then stop lying. Tell me what you were doing here.
I told you. I was hoping to meet Tom. Yes, I know that he quit, but I didn't realize it was immediate.
Why was Allison so afraid of you?
Well, I don't know. She was in shock.
She was terrified.
I've only met the girl a few times.
Ah, but she knew you very well, didn't she?
Maybe she thought I was somebody else. It is dark out. And she was slipping in and out of unconsciousness.
Well, I think that there's a good deal more going on here than you're telling me.
Why? Why would I lie to you?
I don't know, but I'm quite certain that you are lying.